letting go of 2023, what's in store for 2024, and answering all your questions with live readings coming right now.
He said it looked like a Devin or David.
David is his name. It's been so spot on.
And I don't know if you put it in the side of your end table or not. You said like something your end table that you this too.
Oh my god, we're crazy.
Yeah, he's saying hi, baby girl. He's saying hi, baby girl. And is there significance with like image of a rose at all?
He would
Does that
always
make sense?
give me a rose.
Okay, so he's like doing one now. He's saying to work with some sort of like vibrational machine, somehow a way to work with like machinery and vibration.
I work with horses, and there's actually some magnawave therapy that's vibrational.
Tell me something that he told you that came true.
Everything he's predicted has come true.
I just don't see it.
So he doesn't have cancer?
It's very possible.
Allow yourself to hear yourself. Allow yourself to feel yourself. Allow yourself to talk to yourself. Allow yourself to respond to yourself. That's looking within.
You might encounter negative aspects of self, but that's a freeing experience.
Because then they start realizing that they can't think outside the box. And I say, if you can't think outside the box, then who's the stupid one here?
There's a reason why we're on this timeline. There's a reason why we've chosen to be in this awakening. I say we're going through a spiritual awakening.
So I don't just come on here and talk bullshit and repeat. I'm living this stuff.
In harmony with nature, in a mystical adventure, we're building on a culture.
Happy Thursday Night Live. I don't know every time I say that, I think Saturday Night Live, but we're Thursday Night Live. Welcome aboard, everybody. Just checking on who's in the room. Tiff is first timer here. Welcome aboard. Hopefully you'll have a good first time here. Ali, welcome. Good to see you. Alina, one vlog. So we'll just call you Alina. Welcome. The wonderful mod Nina is here. Welcome her to the room. She'll be answering all the tech mod related questions. So if you're wanting to know how to book a question in, a lot of you, we've gotten like 20 already in before starting. So those who you're watching, again, $50 for a card pull, $20 for one question, $30 for two questions. Get them in now. Venmo, PayPal links in the bio. And I will go in order. And Deanna, I think it's Deanna. We got you first. We missed you the past 2 weeks. So when we get to the live readings, we'll get there first. And Blondie, welcome. Good to see you. Noelle, what's up? How you doing? LV, what's up? Michelle Bell, welcome back. And Sydney Aaron, hello. Mrs. Cruz, SP Sydney, hello. Chelsea, good to see you tonight as well. And Collective Tarot, welcome. And those of you who are watching that are not in the chat, I can only see who's active in the chat. So those who are viewing, welcome aboard. Okay, so going to do a lot today about 2023. Letting go of 2023, that's the topic today, and kind of what can be in store for 2024. And we'll do like a little collective shout out before we get to the live readings of things we're letting go of 2023. We're going to like claim it. We're going to put it in the chat. We're going to let it go, and I'll even read them and proclaim it with you. What the hell we letting go of in 2023, and what were your lessons? We can kind of have a little collective group discussion on that, which would be fun. And first, we'll just start with the collective read. So those of you who are new, we will start with the collective read, get into your topic, and open up to live readings. And I will go in order from the questions of those who paid. Get yours in now before I close it up, because I realize it's already a lot in now, and I don't want to be here till 1 in the morning. Because I'm sure you guys don't want to be here waiting for 1 in the morning either. All right, so let's get to the collective read. Let's start it. Let me shuffle the cards. And again, when I say collective read, I'm talking about those of us who are watching and those who are in the room. When I refer to the collective, as far as the collective consciousness, I'll be specific on that as well. If I'm talking about the collective consciousness, I will differentiate what I'm talking about. So, again, I'm a psychic medium. I don't need tarot, but for collective reads, tarot seems to be a good option of guidance when it comes to the collective reads. Let's see what the messages are. And those who are my regular viewers know there's been like a continuation from each week to week with the collective reads. So let's see where it's going today. If it's a continuation of our yearly soap opera, we will find out. Let's shuffle these cards. And guys, and project too what you want to know for the collective and the overall current that is going on and happening. Okay. Shuffling and shuffling. Oh, you know what? And I have a brand new deck that my mom had got me for Christmas sitting right here, and I didn't even think to break them in. And they're kind of really lovely. Maybe I'll do that use them for the, whoever paid for card pulls. I'll probably use the tarot for that. They're really cool cards. All right, let's draw. Okay. A lot of financial cards that are appearing here. Okay, which one to turn that like that? Okay, let me pull some oracles. This is, I'm going to say this is kind of a celebratory read, okay? Which is interesting because this is probably the last slide before we enter 2024. So this is kind of a celebratory read for those of you who are watching. I almost feel like the spirit is clapping for y'all and almost validating the work you've done. And we'll get into this. I'm just shuffling these oracles. Seven of Pentacles. It starts with the fact that you guys have been planting a lot of seeds this year. I love how the focus comes underneath that. Wow. Okay. You guys have been planting a lot of seeds this year with the, Seven of Pentacles. You guys have knowing, what you've been diving into, what you've been experiencing. A lot of the crap from the past has resurfaced this year, but that's movement. When we are going through life and we're stuck and we're paused and we don't know why things are not moving for us, that can suck, right? But when we're confronted with circumstances to explore our traumas and to, especially the traumas that have been holding us back, that creates a lot of movement. When we're forced to identify, forced to come to terms with, and let go of, that plants a lot of seeds, especially the seeds as cards are falling, especially a lot of seeds that we've created previously and the things we have not yet reaped because we were blocked by our karmic debts and karmic lessons. But they're saying you guys have been planting those seeds this year. A lot of you guys have been planting those seeds, and you guys had a lot of focus on such. A lot of you guys have been very, very focused. And when I'm saying focus, I'm not just talking about focusing on what you want, because that's just, that's whatever. That's not productive. You already know what you want. And I would say you don't have to keep focusing on what you want. What you want is already in the works. Just as you don't have to keep focusing and affirming your gender. You know what your gender is. You know what your name is. You don't have to keep reminding yourself. Same thing with what you want. So what you have been focusing on is making amends with the traumas and making amends with your karmic debts and understanding the karmic lessons attached so you can move forward. You guys have been doing that, they're saying. They want to reward you on this. And, Seven of Wands, you guys have been, kind of going against the odds and kind of all the uncertainties that have been coming against you. You've been standing your ground on such. And you've been allowing yourself to say, with everything going against me right now, I'm actually going to be strong. I'm going to fight against it. So they want to confirm that a lot of guys in this room have been doing such. It may have feel like a long, drawn-out process, but that's the point. But if you think in hindsight that, a year of fighting, a couple years of fighting, 3 or 4 years of fighting to live the rest of the decades you have left of life in harmony is a good payoff. So stop complaining that's been taking too long. Understand you're preparing yourself for decades of healthy living, decades of balanced living. So it's very important for you guys to think in the bigger sense of such, because it's through that fight you'll find your pleasures. It's through that fight that you're going to find everything that you're needing. It's through that fight you're actually going to kind of have a smooth sailing ride now because you understand how to weather the storm. You understand how to steer that ship now, and also how to maneuver away from the things that you should not be driving into. So that's what it's taught you, as well as acceptance. Accepting of things that maybe just, they are what they are. It is what it is. That's a wonderful cliche statement, but it's very powerful because it means that it is what it is. I don't have to change it. I just walk around it or hop over it. And a lot of guys have learned that lesson, and not so much fighting against, but fighting to remain courageous, fighting to remain determined, fighting to remain focused on what you're wanting, fighting to make sure that you are not going to be falling privy to these past traumas that have been dictating your emotions for so long. You've been fighting to overcome that. And a lot of guys have, reached that finish line. And right in time for 2024, because 2024 is really about, I would say 2023 is about movement, and it really was about movement, emotionally, perspective, getting over things. And it's been, like I always say, a very strong push forward and then a pause. It was like a hiccup, 2023 energetically. 2024 is smooth sailing. Those, like, and I've been a broken record about this too, those who have not been doing the work in 2023 will feel like 2024 is a madhouse, tornado, out of control. But I'm preaching to the choir because all y'all have been doing the work. So now I get the King of Pentacles. Usually refers to, someone in finance, but in this kind of collective read, that's always my lawyer card or someone in business and trade card, and usually refers to a specific male energy. But I think in this collective read, it's talking about you guys will be in control of your financial arena, and you guys will be in control of your finances when it comes to financial abundance. You guys will be privy to any type of, a business and trade skill sets that maybe you were not really privy to before. You'll be enlightened on how to do so now. So a lot of the financial awareness is coming to manifestation because of the work that you have been doing, right? It's a result. Everyone's like, oh, I've been focusing on abundance, it's kind of manifesting. No, you've been doing the work to allow it to come in because you've been creating the value. You guys have been creating that value. So guess what? When you create value in things, especially value of self in your own life, what manifests? Money. So you guys are taking great control of that. And I'm going to keep this collective read relatively short because we want to get to the live readings too. And so this will kind of also blend into the topic so we can get to the live readings quickly. And the finalization is the Three of Cups. It's my celebration card. Woo-ha, woo-ha, let's party like it's 1999. Remember that Prince song? So really, this is what, this is going to grant you as a celebration. In 2024, generally speaking, of course, every life is different and has different reasons of such. But you're going to start finding yourself celebrating now. We're entering a newer paradigm. 2024 is a big shift, a paradigm shift. And so I think for a lot of us who've been doing the work are going to see tables turned. Those who have been taking advantage and been scamming people, they will be having a very difficult time starting in 2024. Those of who have been kind of struggling and fighting and trying to maintain our balance through the current, we now will be thriving. So there's going to be a turning of tables in 2024 too. And of course, the final oracle card underneath that is balance. Everything is becoming in a proper balance now. And that's relatively important when it comes to collective, both those we're talking collective here with you guys, also the collective consciousness. That balance is necessary now. And we have all been doing the work in our individual lives, but please understand the work you're doing in your individual life is also indicative of the change that's happening in the collective. So when you're making a change in your personal individual lives, that is actually changing the collective consciousness energetically. And it's helping others to awaken as well. So please understand what you're doing in your own individual lives is effective to our collective species. If you think we're all connected in that sense and like one organism, and if one part of that organism is strengthening itself, it's going to help the other aspect, other side of that organism to strengthen. And that's what's happening with the collective consciousness. So, we all have been contributing to that. So it's wonderful. I love that. And so in closing of the collective read, let's kind of just see if, I feel like I need a couple more oracle cards. You hear Rocco screaming and barking in the background. This dog has been barking and been driving me nuts lately. Couple I don't know what his deal is with his, maybe the doggy retrograde is happening too. And please guys, Rocco, enough, I'm live. And now my doorbell's going up too. Do y'all hear that? Hear that chaos back there? Anyways, the unexpected. Expect the unexpected for 2024 because a lot of beautiful stuff is going to come into fruition. Just as the unexpected doorbell is ringing right now. Downstairs. I could go downstairs, but you'll see me in my underwear. But yeah, a lot of, and especially with 2023 has also revealed a lot of the fraudsters in your life. Those who've been manipulating you emotionally, those who've been, energetically defrauding you or just literally defrauding you. A lot of those energetic scammers are kind of being revealed, whether it be unconscious or conscious, and the relationships that have not been providing for you the nurturing and the respect that you desire, although you've been providing for it or feeling guilty for it, that's coming to realization, toward the end of this year. And I notice a lot of people in their relationships have been kind of either closing in this year or just been making those realizations almost right before 2024 begins, almost like trying to clear that house out, and those who, have been not being appreciative are going to have a hard lesson to learn. As well as their own selfishness and so forth. And so, I've been seeing a lot of consistent comments and threads about this. through people in relationships and so forth, and almost like all closing at 2023, or the realizations happening at the end of this year. And so that's not by coincidence. It's not by coincidence. Yeah, Sydney Aaron, it's been very eye-opening, of course, yes. How some people who are so close that you love just completely lost. It's very true. And sometimes we love people because they're lost, because we have that empathy, but we can't allow it to deter our growth. There's a lot of people that are lost. We can't help them. We can't fix them. We can inspire, but if they don't get it, it's on their own terms. Remember, everyone has their own karmic journey, their own karma, their own karmic lessons. Everyone has their own on this. So we have to make sure we understand that. I'm going to take a 2-second break so I can actually get this door, this package, so it's not by my door, because there's been a lot of thieves taking packages. So just bear with me one moment and watch my video crazy for 5 seconds so I can just grab this package real quick. And then I'm going to get to the topic and live readings.
Let's get together, it's a dangerous night, we'll be heading, hey, very crazy. So keep crawling in the dark, rise up on your mark, get so crazy. You don't know what I'm feeling, I wanna feel you, baby, feel me too, baby. I say, I know what I'm feeling, I'll say it again, your body's looking up.
I am back. Sorry for that, because the dog is not going to stop if I don't get that, so I apologize for that. So yes, so a lot of the realizations are to come about people, and I think it's good to understand you don't have to necessarily stop loving the people that have been revealing to you their true colors. You just have to let them go in love, okay, and then move forward. And maybe they will catch up with you, maybe they won't, but it's really on you to decide that you're going to move forward, so to give them the opportunity to catch up or not catch up, okay? Now, this kind of is the topic of 2023, because as 2023 is concerned, I even just missed the kind of the collective reading part too. And none of that's even some technical difficulties here. Anyways, because I wanted to put the overlay for live readings, but we have to look at 2023 and kind of what the collective read has been saying. 2023 is all about what we just said, releasing that trauma, recognizing that trauma. And we kind of gotten into even the topic about what's to come in 2024, especially when it comes to relationships and business for a lot of you guys. And we'll get into that in the one-on-one readings, which I'm going to start really shortly, because they're telling me to kind of like just hop in with the readings really soon now, instead of taking so much time on the collective. But it really is going to be a lot more movement, and we have to understand now it's time to start expressing. It really is to start expressing. If you're looking at the things that have been holding back your self-expression, that needs to go. Let it go. We have to let that go. You have until about January, February to do so before the current picks up. So make sure you're doing that. And let's just go back into, let's get into the reads now. How do we know if they are meant to stay or not? Good question. It's very simple, my love. If someone's causing conflict, if someone is causing like turmoil, if someone's causing friction in your life and they're not growing or evolving from such, and it's preventing you from evolving, you gotta let them go. They stay if they're showing growth. You let them stay if they're showing growth and they're showing any type of accommodations in your life. They stay if they are actually understanding where you're coming from. They stay if they want to listen to where you're coming from. They stay if they're actually providing value. But if they're constantly tearing you down, or if they're constantly trying to like pull from you and blame you for things that's going on in their lives, then they got to go. If they're not evolving, they got to go. It's rather simple. That's how you know. And you know whether or not they're contributing or not. A lot of people show up with a lot of demands in their relationships, but they don't actually provide much in their relationships. So that's how you know they have to stay or go. How selfishly inclined are they? Or they're always blaming you for their shortcomings, stuff of that nature. And also if you're allowing them just to, if they're allowing just to appreciate you. If you have a concern, they would actually be wanting to hear about it, not turning around and blame you or run away, or whatever a lot of the people who are in avoidance mode do. That's how you know if they have to stay or go. And so it's, I would say, as simple as, do they feel good? Do they feel good? And if they don't, they got to go. Let it go and let it be natural. Let it be organic. And the blame, yeah. I mean, again, when two people care about each other, it's not about blame. It's about like, let's have a discussion about you know, whatever, not blaming someone for you made me feel this way, or, you know, that's not getting anywhere. We're responsible for how we feel. And if someone is making us feel a certain way, then it's our job to maneuver out of that. We can confront the individual with how we feel, but if they're not really they're not understanding that, they don't want to care or understand to get it or change, they got to go. They got to go. And I always say, we're not here to change people. You either accept the person for they are, or find someone that is more of a match for who you are, not trying to, you know, make it work if it don't work. Okay. I'm being pushed. Let's get into the readings. Let's get into live readings. Deanna, are you in the room? And are you the one that... Let me see. Because let's get into the readings now. Let me put on my my theta waves here. It is actually very easy, guys. I mean, we don't have to overcomplicate this too. It's not very, I would say, it's not very brainiac-y of us. It really is as simple as being conscious, and really being aware of, like, it's not just about loving all the time. You know, we're always like, I gotta love, I gotta accept, I gotta change, I gotta help, I gotta comfort. Oh, I'm guilty now, I didn't change them. That's not balance. It's like, you know, the love you give, you should accept the same amount in return, if not more. It's got to be an ebb and flow. The natural current of this universe is ebb and flow, a give and a take, a forward and backwards. That's the ebb and flow. If you're all outbox, you're out of alignment with the self. You're out of alignment with even just the flow of nature. You know, and so you don't want to be going against nature. When you go against nature and going against the natural current of life, in a sense, it's going to cause a lot of chaos. You know, and unconsciously too. So that's why you have to be very conscious of that. Okay. As much as I want to ramble on about this, I like the conversation. Let me get to the readings now. I'm starting earlier than usual. Who did I? Deanna Corley, right? Yes. Okay, perfect. You're here. You just want a card pull. You fell asleep the first time, then you fell asleep the second time, or someone else. Oh, no, your daughter. I hope your daughter's doing okay. I think you said something happened with your daughter last week. I don't remember. Hope she's doing okay. Hope she's doing better from that circumstance. And those of you who are curious about, gosh, now I'm just forgetting. We had a client, a person in the room, Carly, that was questioning about whether or not she had the breast cancer. And my read was, I saw 2 lumps, one that was benign, I saw another one that was like questionable, but didn't read full cancer to me. I told her. I said, but they're going to have her remove it anyways because it might be questionable. That was my read. So she got back to me. She had a biopsy done. They said there was 2 lumps. One was benign, and the other was, they said looked like cancer, but they didn't say it was. So they just said to remove it to be safe. So if you're questioning what happened, that's what happened. So she's wondering if she should go get a second opinion. I said, just get it removed. You know, if it looks like it's speculation, it just give you peace of mind. But, so those who remember who were questioning about that, that was the result. So it kind of exactly what I was saying. Okay. I'm shuffling for Deanna. I'm going to kind of be speedy with this too, for everybody. Okay, Deanna. Mrs. Deanna. Oh, here's that King of Pentacles again. My love, my love, my love, you easily have been knocked out of balance. What happened to your hoops, your oomph? What happened to that, Deanna? You've lost the strength, the emotional strength. What's happened? Now, I'm not saying this like it's gone. I'm just saying you're in a state we want to question this. There's a man controlling your finances right now, or there's a man that's kind of interfering with your financial positioning. Don't know what that means. That I think that you need to start taking some more control over for yourself, because it feels like these things are knocking you out of balance. Someone's taken a fall. Someone fell down. I don't know if this was your daughter, because the Empress is in reverse, but it has nothing to do about the actual Empress card, because, I got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and I got the Empress card in reverse, but I'm like, this is trying to show me that someone has taken a fall or lost their balance, if you think of the Two of Pentacles out of balance. And the Four of Swords in reverse, so you've lost your oomph. And we're saying you need to get that back, and you need to stop allowing this male energy or whoever's controlling the financial aspects, whoever's interfering with your financial aspects. That's got to stop. You guys start taking control over this. I feel like you've gotten lost in this whirlwind of people needing you, or whirlwind of being needed and responsible for others. You've been stuck in this whirlwind that you've kind of lost that oomph. And so now you've been kind of a slave to other people and a slave to other people's emotions. No, you can't. You don't have, no, look, we don't have the bandwidth for that. We barely have the bandwidth for everybody, for our own shit. You don't need to encumber yourself with other shit. You don't have the bandwidth for it. And you're not going to be a failure because you weren't able to take care of it. That doesn't run, you can't say I'm a failure because I'm trying to accomplish the impossible. No, it's the impossible. It's not your job. You can't, and everyone in the room listens to this too. You can't assume others' karma. We all have karmic history, karmic debt, and karmic lessons. You cannot assume others' karma just because you have empathy or feel pain because they're upset or they're going through a hard time. Well, but they might need to just go through a hard time. And I said this last week. Sometimes we just need to go through a hard time. It's not our business to peek our nose and say, well, let me fix it for you. Not our fucking business. Stop encumbering yourself with that. Find that oomph again that you had, and stop allowing this male energy to dictate your finances. And I'm being strong with this because you need someone. No one's being a empowered voice for you, Deanna. No one's showing up for you that way. Everyone's showing up with needs. You might as well just go like a soup kitchen. Everyone just come there with their container. You're just dumping your energy in there. The next person comes up, he has more of my energy. You have no more in the pot, Deanna. There's no more to give anymore. You're not a soup kitchen. Your daughter fell tonight. Well, someone fell, clearly. Okay. But again, this is just, another reflection because, our children are reflections of ourselves, love, and our children tell us, are showing us that we're off balance. They read our energy. Our children I don't know children, my dog, but children are reflections of where we are at energetically. The younger they are, the more so, and so you do have to take control over this, and you have to understand you're responsible for your children, and that's it. Grown-ass people, you're not responsible for. You're not responsible for. Look at this. Okay? You need to set the proper boundaries, proper protection. And I don't usually like the word protection. It makes it sound like we're vulnerable. But you're leaving yourself vulnerable. So in that sense, you need to have energetic protection, my love. And so I think it's good you've kind of missed the questions 2 weeks because I think you need this today. You need this today. No soup for you. No soup for you. That's right. Oh, yes, I love it. I love when you guys take what I say and roll with it. Thank you. You guys are the same mind as me. You got this, Deanna. But I think I don't want there to be you to be burnt out to be when you get it. Get it now. Don't have to push yourself so far to where you're so burnt out where you have to get it, okay? My love, you got it. No more soup for you. Let that be the tagline in your life, Deanna. No soup for you, okay? Okay, let's move on. Not that I'm trying to get over it, but let's move on. Today's the... Okay, God, I went too far back. Whew. Okay, Stephanie Panaharara. If I said that right. I used to have I used to have like the sound effects. They disappeared, so I would have done brum bum. So, please, Deanna, please understand the logic behind it, my love, about taking care of yourself and not taking care of others. Please understand that logic. It's rational. you know, to do so. You know, it's you know, irrational not to. And if you need a scolding, just come back here every Thursday. I'll give you a good scolding. Okay. And you need to get a shirt that says "No soup for you." Please get a shirt that says that. And if I start doing merch, I'm gonna have a merch that says "No soup for you." Okay. All right, Stephanie Panamahamaha. I'm gonna butcher it, so I'm just gonna roll it off. SP. You know I love you. Okay, so when is Ashley coming back? Is he losing me and staying with that whore? Okay. Well, clearly, Stephanie, I was correct because I told you wanted more. You're pretending like the unconventional relationship was okay for you. And I'm saying, no, it's not okay for you. And I know you wanted more. You didn't want to admit that. And I told you his procrastination, lack of accountability is going to bother you. And so it's not that he's not going to respond. I think that I pushed you to change trajectories. Let's just put it that way. And you did. And I'm glad you did. But what's going to happen is he'll reach out in his own timing when things settle down. Right? Because in his mind, and this is kind of a mind of a coward to me, instead of approaching it, I'm going to wait till it blows over. Once it blows over, then I'll approach it. It's like, what good does that do? It's a coward approach. And so once he feels like it's blown over, that you're not so intense anymore, then he'll reach out to you. But do you want that consistent behavior? Do you want that kind of, he'll reach out when he's ready to, or when it's on his vibe, when it feels comfortable for him? Like, do you really want that consistency like that? And like I said before, you want to be the main girl. In this situation, you're not the main girl. And that's some part of this dynamic you'll have to accept. So I've been trying to mystically and very mysteriously try to get you off this trajectory, and it's working. And you're starting to be more honest that you do deserve more, that you might have been saying, I'm okay with it just to, I'll kind of get what I can get. Or saying, because there's more coming. There's more coming, my love. There's way more coming. And like I said before, I said the last live, there is an individual coming in that is up to your speed, that you will be the main girl and will appreciate and shower the hell out of you. But you got to come to terms with wanting more. And it doesn't mean it has to be monogamy. It just means that you need to you want a true, actual close partnership. Okay? So please be honest with that. He'll come back eventually. It's going to be like months. Like I told you he will, but you're thinking it's like every day you're looking. It's going to be like, could be like a month, could be a couple weeks, a couple months. That's how he rolls, is how he always rolls. I know, and you didn't tell me that. I just see it. That's how his energy is. I can see it. You know, he ponders it, thinks about it. Oh, well, I'll just wait till she calms down. Like as if he's aware that you've calmed down. It's slightly passive aggressive and slightly controlling. But what he doesn't realize is that you will be gone. You will be away from that. And of course, then he's going to amp it up on the 6th year because you made that change. So I feel like that will still happen. I feel like he's still going to kind of coax you with something to bring you closer, but I would not fall for it, to be honest with you. So I humored you for a little bit, but I knew you had to sit with that, yeah, I'm okay with it, until realizing, no, you're not okay. So, he's only a player if he's being dishonest, but if he is in a mutual agreement with someone, he's not being a player. So, for example, if he has a main relationship, but the person is agreeing to be another outside relationship the woman is open. From what I understand, he's got an open relationship. That's fine. It's mutual, and it's just not a player. But if you're going to have these types of dynamics, you have to understand the parameters of such. And for me, it's like there's an agreement with him and Stephanie that, you know, it's an open relationship and it is what it is. But Stephanie needs to understand she wants more in general. Not just with him, just in general. So, no soup for him. Okay. Mrs. Sydney Aaron. Did we... okay, card pull, and then there's a question, too? We doing that? Okay, card pull, and then a question for Sydney. Blue... I don't know why that song just came in my head. Ay, madre cabrón. Doing a card pull. I love you too, Sydney. You guys are so sweet. So kind. I don't know if Noel, if you're still in the room, if you saw the beginning, I took Christopher's advice and did a little like a 2-second little preview. I don't know if you noticed that, Noel, if you're still in the room. Either that or the homeless shelters will be full because all the players will be going to homeless shelters getting their soup. It would definitely be we'll be packing those shelters on in. That's for sure. Oh, Sydney, what are you doing again? Why are you defeating yourself, babe? Let me see why the Ten of Pentacles come here in reverse, because it's not financial read. Let me just see what the guides are trying to tell me on that, because this is an emotional read. Let me see it, because it has nothing to do about finances. You're defeating yourself. Look, you're better than this, and I feel like you're letting your conditional aspects or the lack of in your head make you feel like you're defeated. I haven't done this yet, or I haven't gone here yet, or I haven't, all that is like you're feeling defeated because these conditional things have not manifested. And that's making you lose your insight and your intuition and your psychic ability. And it's like, why are you doing that? You're not defeated. Conditional things are conditional things. That does not mean that there isn't a current going on that's establishing for things that are happening for you in your future. I think I'm going to answer the second question anyways in the mix, so let me just make sure, too, it's going to go there because... okay, that's somebody else. We're on Sydney. Okay, gotcha. I'm just reading from Nina, my mod. What you have to do right now is embrace the fact that there is an evolution, and that, because these conditional things have not manifest doesn't mean that you're defeated. I mean, things take time. But we have to brew in the process. In order to feed that soup, you got to cut the soup. You got to cut those vegetables, right? And prepare the soup and cook the soup, and then the soup is ready. It takes time, right, for that soup to be ready to hand out to people. But because, because you've been preparing the soup, you're like, I'm defeated, I can't serve the soup. It's like, no. It's like you've been preparing yourself this whole year to identify your own intuitive powers, psychic abilities, psychic awareness, and understanding how you can channel that in your life. That's a brewing time for you. And so because it hasn't like ding dong, like it knock on your door right now, you think you're doing something wrong, you're defeating yourself. And we're saying no, it's quite the contrary. It's quite the contrary. And look, a lot of these reads are going to relate to a lot of other people too, because we're all collective in the room sharing the same energy. But Sydney, no, like you're not defeated. You're not defeated. Please understand, it's quite the contrary. That, a lot of these things are going to come to manifestation in next year. It's more so you're looking for the insight. I think you're really looking for when are my abilities going to really kind of come into play and what I'm good at and my insight. And we're saying that's been always there. It's always there. And one thing I want everybody to understand about your own spiritual and psychic abilities, it's not like it comes to a mariachi band. Especially when I'm getting insight from spirit, it's so subtle, actually. And message from spirit is very smooth. Like, the greatest power requires the gentlest touch. Things are so loud, there's no power behind that. And so we have to sometimes take a chill pill, take a step back, and allow that gentle message, the gentle push, the gentle inspiration to be obvious to us. And it comes by taking a step back and allowing ourselves to take ease on situations, Sydney. So the inspiration of what to do with your gifts and abilities will come so clearly if you allow it to be very subtle. And spirit doesn't have to try to get your attention. Spirit does not have to prove its power. If you're not listening, oh well. If you're depriving yourself of love, oh well. It doesn't have to prove its power. That's not the job of spirit. Because you are spirit. You're going to learn anyways. Learn it now. It's about the subtleties, my love. And then you realize that the conditional aspects that you're in are there for a reason. And so, Sorry. It's falling on the floor. And you do have the control. You are manipulating things, and come to terms with the fact that you are creating all this too for a reason. Okay? You're not defeated. Okay. It's very emotional. That's a very emotional read for me on that one. And here's the second question for Sydney. What is the essence of my spiritual path? Spiritual work for 2024? Thank you, Gorge. I knew I was going to answer your question in the poll. Your second question, now we just answered it, right? So, what is the essence of my spiritual path and spiritual work? Well, this is what we were just talking about, love. Okay? Let's get deeper, okay? About kind of the expressions of the spiritual work and the abilities of such. Let's go deeper with that for this question. I kind of answered that in a sense, but we want to talk about the essence of it, and I think that's a good question. Yeah, my guy just saying healing abilities. Healing abilities. Do touch, sound. I get why you feel fragmented. There's so much you can tap into with your insight and abilities, but you have to understand the essence of healing. Sound bathing too. It's like I just see retreats for you. You know, so I think you might partake in treats and then start joining treats or being and holding your own retreats in the future. You know, and connecting with a community of people. I really feel like that you'll be connecting with a community of people, you know, that are connected in the similar space. And I think once you do that, then it's kind of going to bring out more of the qualities that you need, and that's already, well, not that you need, that's already in you, actually. So 2024 is the realization of where you're going to put your spiritual gifts and abilities is through the essence of healing and through touch. So it might even be through starting of Reiki, and they keep throwing the sound bathing in there and attending retreats, because in the distant future I see you creating your own retreats. Okay, and herbs. They show me the green leaf again. So and herbal healings. Could be even through psychedelics of some sort too. And so I think that, you know, that's where it's going to come through as well, is because I'm seeing the herbal healing and psychedelic healing, all that stuff, right? And I get why there's like so much. Like sometimes we get such big dreams, we get such big visions. Like, oh my God, where do I go? It's like, well, look at the vision and say, where do I feel pulled to go first? And you'll go and you'll say, like, I go here. I need to meet some people. Just let the salties gravitate you. The big picture in mind, the big vision, feel the pull where Spirit's saying to go to. It's okay to have the big vision. I said this a couple of weeks ago. You're going to get the big vision, the big dreams. That's good. That means it's a psychic receptivity of where your future is going. Don't get confused because you're seeing the whole thing. Oh my God, what do I do now? It's like, well, then pick, you know, feel where the pull is going first. And so, you know, that's important. That's really important, you know, how to manage that. Because everyone says, I want to know the future, then you know it, then you get sad because you know it. It's like, no, just find where's the path to it now. Because it's all going to be pleasurable and healing for you. Okay? It's with the human garage might be interesting. Okay. Oh, shoot. All right, Sydney. Hope that helps. All right, but stay focused on the fact of it's a journey, it's a path, it's a process. Stay focused on that so you can feel the calls of that path and process. Let me hop over to PayPal because there's others that did use PayPal. Let me just log in real quick there. I'm being really good at being in order here. Yeah, and also don't be a human garage. Don't be like parking people's cars in your freaking garage either, all right? I don't know if that's what his process is about, but I'm just saying, you also don't want to be a garage where you're just storing people's crap. Bear with me as I log into PayPal, because I know there's others in order, as per my notifications. Okay, we have Alina Voltore. And, okay, Nina, can you please give a screenshot of Alina's questions, I think? because I think Alina sent the PayPal, but we need the questions. Hello, Salty Mama Soul Tribe. Welcome. Okay, so this is for Alina. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Nina, for answering Alina's questions. Okay, how do I keep my husband healthy? Should I continue to keep a distance from toxic family, and why? Mom and sister who just had a baby, my only niece. Let's start with the husband thing. Some of the questions aren't clear, but I can read through it. I keep your husband healthy. The question is, how can he keep himself healthy? What you need to do is focus on keeping yourself healthy. I get it's your partner, but let's read him. The question should be, my love, and you might want to look at this. How can my husband keep himself healthy? The underlying issue, psychologically, I'm seeing there is that you're taking too much responsible for him, which is probably why he's not wanting to keep himself healthy. And I'm reading him saying that you might be enabling his, lack of health. But let me tap in there, because I'm reading that's the essence of that. But you have to make him responsible for that. But let me see what's going on there. He's so inconsistent with his health. I feel like one minute he goes through a change. He's like, oh, I'm focused on it. And then he just kicks back and does nothing about it. He's not being consistent. And so I really think that he needs to be more consistent. And you need to help him in being consistent. He's drinking something a lot. So it doesn't feel like it's necessarily alcohol, but he might be drinking something that's not really good for him. So I don't know if it's like an energy drink or if it's some sort of a beverage that he consumes too much of. It's not helping. Like I said, it could be energy drink or something he's getting for energy, or is caffeinated or something, or a beverage. He's consuming something that frequently through a drink that's not helping his health. It feels rather lazy in a sense. But again, I get bursts of motivation, but then I get him pulling back. And I feel like these beverages, he relies on it as a replacement for a meal. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is I had my meal, so my coffee was my meal. It's like, no, dude, that's not a meal for you. Like, it's just, that's not your energy. Like, you need food for your energy. He's got low iron, which is interesting because iron is affiliated with energy. His iron's low, so he needs to consume more iron. His protein consumption is low. His magnesium is low. Jesus. Zinc is low. Vitamin D is slightly low. He's got moderately high blood pressure. High blood pressure, moderately. Circulation isn't good. And he needs vitamin K. And potassium. Jesus Christ. I'm saying this like, Jesus Christ, as Lord and Savior, help me. He's not getting the nutrients that he needs. He's not getting nutrients that he needs, my love. So either he's out and about when you're not cooking for him, and he's out and about, he's not taking care of himself in a sense. Iron's low. So if you're cooking for him, my love, you need to, if you have to find ways, make sure he's got high protein because his iron's low, vitamin D is low, so that could be getting some sun. Magnesium, so find foods high in magnesium. He needs more spinach, and potassium. So if you're cooking his meals, find ways to get more protein, more like I said, foods rich in iron, healthy iron, magnesium, zinc, and potassium. Okay, so whatever you're doing, make sure it's rich in those foods. Because I'm not saying it's anything necessarily bad with his health right now. It's just inflammation. It's just a lot of inflammation. Good, but try to bring more nutrients in there. Okay, all right. I'm frustrated because I feel like it's good and then it's not. It's good and it's not. I get this, because one meal a day is not enough if it's good. If other meals are not good, like if he's not having breakfast or if he's not having any type of other nutritional, nutrient dense foods, right? I would say chicken and spinach can only go so far, right? We need some, the high dense, nutrient dense foods. And so, and eggs and so forth. I just feel like you might cook for him a meal, but there's all this other missing components to his health. And he feels lazy with his health and with his foods. That's what I feel like. So he might not be getting the proper lunch or breakfast or something of that nature, or he's skipping foods, or, but it doesn't feel like he has a health issue. It just feels lazy to me. So if you're going to cook for him his meals or recommend things, I think these beverages sometimes substitute a meal for him. Maybe it's a breakfast or a lunch or something. I don't know. I don't think, who knows? But no major health issues. I just felt inflammation. And these kind of low, these nutrients that are quite low, which could deal with energy levels and brain fog. Like, if I think about him, it's like brain fog, low energy, circulation issues. That's kind of what I'm sensing him a little bit like that, is that, And so, and just eating somewhat healthy, if he's lacking nutrient, wouldn't necessarily help. Okay? So make him a little more accountable too, okay? What was the other question? I'm picky with this stuff. Alina, how much do you cook for him, though? How much are you cooking for him, though? How control are you over every meal? I'm just curious. And how often? How consistent? I just want to know that because, yeah, if you get his blood work done, you'll see this, too. Is he on a medication? I think he's on he's like on one medication. I'll just wait, Alina, just to answer the question. Is he on a medication, and how often are you cooking his food? Because I feel like one medication or one thing he's taken that could be causing also a little bit of a imbalance somehow. You know what I mean? Alina? I'll wait you to respond because I know there's a delay. Oh, there it is. There it is. Those statins are horrible for one's health. Awful. Awful. You should look in these statin drugs, in my opinion. They're archaic, they're not necessary, and they cause a lot of freaking problems. Do not, please, whatever this medication is, that is not, it's screwing with this chemistry. And a lot of people are starting to realize they cause more problems than good. And I think that's what's causing inflammation. I think and that's some of my frustration. It's like, why? The blood pressure, like I said, is moderately high, right? And FYI, cholesterol is a myth, everybody. Cholesterol is a myth. You hear me loud and clear? Cholesterol, high cholesterol is a myth. Cholesterol is what cleans the blood. Everyone says, oh, the bad cholesterol. LDLs is just a slower moving process of cleaning the blood. What causes blood clotting is inflammation, not cholesterol, not high cholesterol. That's so archaic. And if you guys really study about this, there's such a myth, the high cholesterol thing's such a myth. And so if you don't want blood clots, you got to eliminate the inflammation. And cholesterol cleans your blood. The LDLs is just a slower moving cholesterol. It's not bad cholesterol. It's the most dumbest thing I've heard in the medical industry to date with that crap. So you should look into other alternatives and asking about getting him off these statin drugs and finding ways to get these nutrient-dense foods in his system so he doesn't need these statin drugs, so it could also lower his blood pressure and not be so concerned about cholesterol either, so then he can actually live a normal life and not have things causing more problems than good. Okay? Research, my love, those statin drugs. Research them, and they should definitely not be long-term at all. Understand, guys, about your health, do not trust any corporation that feeds you anything. Research what the drug is, what's the side effects, how long should I be on it. Don't just take it out of fear because something's, the level's bad. What does the level mean? What does bad mean? And what is that? What is it? Research it all. Don't just throw crap in your system. Why do we trust these companies that we call Big Pharma? And look, I'm not anti-Western medicine. There's great things in Western medicine, but we have to be smart ourselves. Because a lot of people are just prescribing. They're not really looking after your well-being. They're not looking for the future trajectory of your well-being. They're not advising how long you should take it. Here's your problem. Here's take your prescription and go. They're not monitoring you. They're not monitoring your health. They're not monitoring your diet. They're not nutritionists. You got this. And I'm sending you this, Alina, I'm sending you this empowered energy right now to be enlightened and to be awakened and have the right information. I'm sending you that energy right now to take control for you and to enlighten him. And so that's what I'm sending you right now. And so you can see the truth. It's all about the truth and bearing the truth about the circumstances, about his life, his health, the drugs, everything going on. We want the truth. And that's what I'm sending to you, my love, is that. Okay? You got this. And I know you got this. You all have this. You all have the ability and power. You all got it. You all have it. That's why you need to, a lot of you guys are such caretakers. There's no one encouraging you guys. Right? And so same thing with you, Alina. You need someone to encourage you. Encourage you, encourage you, encourage you, encourage you, right? So that's what we're here for as Lightworkers, is to encourage you, because you guys are so much busy taking care of everybody else. And that's what I'm sending you, my love, is encouragement. Okay? Let me see the, oh, sorry. What was the other question? Let me go back. Oh, about something about toxic family members. Let me go in that. You guys have beautiful hearts, but you guys don't have to know how to protect it and also protect others with the truth and with information. We need the knowledge about everything, okay? Let me see about that. You said about the toxic family members. Look, family is family. You know, it's easy to say to cut somebody out. It's easy to say that. But is it always the thing we can do? Not always. But what I want you to do, Alina, with the toxic family members, is to understand where they are at and not expecting more from them. Okay? You know, your mom is very... God. I have empathy for your mom, because your mom just feels very scattered to me. She's trying, but she's not doing it enough, and then she gets very short. And so I have empathy for your mom, but it doesn't give her an excuse to be heavy. And so I think that if you understand where someone is at, you won't really feel or encumber yourself with their heaviness, because, like, well, that's where they're at right now. And you know, it's not my responsibility. They'll learn. I can maybe give them suggestions, but if they're not open, then it is what it is. I'm not going to absorb it. It's like we said in the very beginning, learning how to maneuver around it, love. So the key and the mastery comes from saying, you know, I don't have to remove myself from toxic people. I just don't need to breathe into toxicity. But at the same time, and I just posted a meme about this. It's like two pears together. One was rotten. It was causing the other one to rot just on the side. The other pear is healthy. But where the other one was leaning on the other pear that was rotten, it started causing the other pear to rot. So you have to understand your boundaries as such. You can accept to be objective, but you can't allow yourself to connect in with it and allow it to be absorbed. Allow yourself to absorb it. So remaining objective, Alina, okay, with the toxic family members is key, because I know sometimes you can't completely cut them out, but taking a step back to understand where they are at in their lives and understanding that's where they're at is where they're at. Like I said before, it is what it is. And expecting the expected, and not allowing yourself to feel responsible or have to change it. Let them be where they'll be and maneuver around it. Because I feel like in your situation, you can't really cut them out, but you know, you can't be absorbing anymore, Alina. Okay? Hope that helps. We spent more time with your husband about that, but, you know, it needed to be. It needed to be. Okay. And this is your first time here, so welcome. It's good to have you, Alina. Okay, we got Carla Toko. Carla Toko. Okay. This is for Carla Toko. And guys, understand when I get passionate, that's love. Because the one thing that a lot of people don't have is a very strong voice. And I realized through my years of being very assertive and being very passionate, it's needed. Especially in the work that I do. And people who are not ready for that passion will fall aside. Because we're going into a very passionate phase very soon. And it's going to be a very organic phase, a very spiritual phase. And if you don't have that passion, and all of you guys in this room, I know have that passion, it'll fall to the wayside, in a sense. You get lost. But your passion may be differently than mine. I'm very loud and direct, which we need to. You'll have passion in different ways. Doesn't mean you have to be always direct and so forth. Okay. Well, Alina, look, I'll give you the timestamp. So if you want to go back to the timestamp of maybe around 58 minutes, Alina. So you can go back, visit the timestamp. There's about 58 minutes, I think, was answering that second question. So just revisit the live. And like around 58 minutes is kind of, I would say, when I was answering the second question. Just mark that down, okay, Alina? So to rewatch the show, but just skim to like 58 minutes around that time mark. And then you'll see the answered question, okay, Alina? If you got kicked out. So 58 minutes, go to rewatch the live. You'll see it there. You can do it after the live. And this is for Carla. Carla feels stuck. Carla Carla. Okay, you got to use your psychic abilities, Carla. What do you do when you're not listening to your intuition? You feel stuck for me, love, but temporarily. But I feel like you're burdening yourself with so much right now. I feel like you're carrying a lot. It's kind of another similar message because I get the 10 of Wands with you, and also many of you guys have been getting the 7 of Pentacles. That was also in the collective read, so there's a lot of consistent energy here. You got to stop carrying so much burden too, Carla. It's so similar to a lot of these reads here. I know last time, I don't remember, my guides reminded me, remember you told about her psychic abilities? I'm like, no, okay, I did, great. You need to tap in more into your intuition, love, because right now I get you're feeling like stuck within something, or stuck in between making a decision on something. It could just be moving forward. Please tap into some of your psychic abilities and psychic awareness and intuition. Because you also got the unexpected card too, which is in conjunction to the collective read. So please start leaning on the unexpected. Expect the unexpected on things now in your life, because you've been carrying a lot of burdens, like I said before, emotionally, and this is another emotional read. But like I said, there's a lot more coming in 2024. It's going to open up that awareness too, where you could be a reader if you want to. I'm not saying that you will, but to be more in tune and intuitive. And I'm also hearing about real estate too, connecting with real estate in the future too. Or expanding with real estate. Just saying right now, you've been kind of emotionally out of balance. And so because of such, you might not be seeing things clearly. It's kind of very similar to what we were saying with Sydney. So Sydney was experiencing the same thing, but I think it's a normal process. But you're going to get past it though. As general as it is, it's simple and general. But I do feel like next year, there might be some sort of real estate connection or movement in a real estate opportunity, either through a property or something of that nature. Okay? That might be exciting for you. And again, expect the unexpected. Okay, Carla? Because with those intuitive abilities that you have, tap into that, realize that you'll get more insight and guidance to maneuver out of your circumstances. And I think a lot of that intuitive abilities is going to be very much expansive in 2024. It's like a broken record with you and your intuitive abilities. You're not listening to them or not tapping into them because you have that power to do so. But also allowing yourself to really be open to this real estate opportunity. I say opportunity because it might be a property that you go on or something of that nature. Just be opening to that opportunity. next year. Okay. And be more is saying, I am open to something new, open to something unexpected. I am open to that. That'd be great. Okay, Holly Patterson, another card pull. All right. I'm gonna start. I might have to lower the price on the questions because I like doing questions. I'm a psychic. I don't need cards here. The card pulls are fun because they're general. I like questions because I get into depth with questions. So I might have to change the prices around. But I don't just do one card pull with the card pull too. I pull like 3 or 4 in Oracle. Like I do cards. But it just ain't grammatical if I'm saying cards pull. Get a little list. Cards pulls. We don't want Okay. Oh, thank you, Sydney. You're kind. Okay. Ooh. You guys, there's a lot of emotional reads tonight. Wow. Which I have to put emotion into because, predictive reads like, because it's a predictive read. These are all emotional reads tonight. Let me refresh on this card here in the reverse position. I don't pull this card too often, so bear me a second. It's the Six of Swords in reverse. I know I'm guessing, but I wouldn't be clear about if that's what I'm really interpreting that to be. Yes, exactly what I thought. Clearly, things have been very suspended for you, Mrs. Holly. Because I got the hanged woman actually in reverse, which is about lack of movement. Six of Swords, lack of movement, as I thought. Because the Six of Swords in upright is always my moving and card and change of residence or traveling card. But in the reverse, I just want to make sure it was lack of movement because I just want to make sure because I never usually get it in the upright. And then got the Death card. So clearly you're going through transformative space or period right now. That's why there has not been any movement, in a sense, or feeling like things have been kind of sluggish. Let me look specifically because these are very similar, and they're saying it's with relationships. It's like, what is the sluggish part? Your love life. It's regarding relationships overall. So I think you need to recognize that the relationships that you are in or entertaining are actually slowing you down, and they're sucking from you. They're sucking from you. And that you need to start letting them go. That they're actually becoming your anchor. And not that some of them have to go. And I'm saying some because relationships can be, it's not just love too, it's love in conjunction, but that's also my relationship card too, like overall our loving relationships with family and friends too. So to me, it's reading all of that you might be struggling with that when it comes to relationships. And I think they're holding you back in a sense and letting them go. Right. And so I think once you recognize this and understand how to put people in their place, then you'll find more movement. But I think you're going through a really spiritual transformation with all this. And, I think 2024, there's going to be a lot of new relationships coming in. So this is very relationship centered. And older relationships are hitting the curb. There may actually even be a death, in 2024, if not already that happened. So, of a close relationship or someone close to you, feels like friend, not so much a family, or just it will feel like a death, but needed, because with every death there's also a release. So I think all these situations we're finding with these relationships are very needed. As my microphone falls, is very needed, but please welcome them because it's actually showing to you you're going through a massive transformation. But understand you cannot allow people to prevent you from moving on in your life and moving forward. That's again a very emotional read again. And they have me pull the acceptance card, right? It's not the fact that you need to accept the circumstances. It's the fact that you need acceptance. You need to feel accepted. You need to feel like people accept you. That's what you need. So although there's a card about like acceptance in the sense of accepting your circumstances, I think it's really just saying that you need to be accepted. You need to understand if you look at relationships, do you accept me for me? Am I being accepted for who I am? I think you've been kind of cumbered by that. I'm saying you're damn straight. You need people to accept you. If they don't, they're holding you back. And that's not something, acceptance is not something we need to fight for. So, so a lot of, I see like a repeal and replacement of relationships for 2024, which is good. And also exciting. But there also feels like there's also going to be a death too as well, but not unexpected. I think it might be expected. And also it might be something that will be a great release for you too, as strange as that might sound. Because very rarely do I get an actual death when I get the death card comes. Death is my transformation card, but I'm reading both. You're going through transformation, and then maybe a big death of a relationship or an actual death in that sense. And I feel like even hearing that, you're not surprised. You wouldn't be surprised or something by hearing that. But good change with that though, because I feel like even with the transformation, it's like it's a release. It's like I have people in my life that accept me now. So I do see kind of flipping the paradigm on it, okay, which is great. And you got that because I think that it's going to be a great. I just feel you exhaling, like, That's how I feel you exhaling. All right, guys, we're watching. I'm gonna close the questions soon, so get them in now if you have a question, because I'm almost done. A lot of card pulls. I'm gonna start doing something differently because the card pulls get mundane for me. I want questions, but I understand card pulls, so I'm not gonna get rid of it, but I want somehow people to feel worth it to get questions answered. Because my real talent is being a psychic medium. Are you guys? Did the chat just abruptly stop? Are we still going here? Are we still collecting? Because it's like it was going. I was the chat went stopped. Did it pause? Oh, so you're... Oh, Collective Tarot is Holly. Oh, okay, awesome. 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 Now I know. Okay, Holly is Collective Tarot. Got it. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay. Oh, no. I just... Because everything was moving and it also just like... Welcome, Margot. From upstate New York. I'm from Staten Island. No, you guys are fine. I wasn't sure. Sometimes it glitches out, and I just wasn't sure. I didn't want to go on with the read if it glitched out. That's all I was wondering. Okay, for Chelsea Manica card pull. Wow. You're on fire, Chelsea. What the fuck? Chelsea, you are on fire. I am proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Wow, you've shifted things. Wow. I'm actually getting a little teary-eyed here for a minute. I don't usually get emotional, but whew. Give me a second. Wow. Okay, Chelsea. You've shed a lot. Wow. Oh man, I'm getting emotional. Well, I'm sorry, guys. Wow. You know what, Chelsea? I feel like you really figured out your. Oh man, sorry, guys. Oh God, this is heavy. I feel like you really realized your worth finally. Sorry, guys. I feel like you got it. You finally get it. And I feel like that you finally allowing yourself to push forward now. And I feel like you finally allowed yourself to say you're worth more, that you're tired of fighting for conditions and you're tired of checking the boxes, and I feel like you finally get it, and you're starting to see the power and how beautiful the soul is. And I feel like there's a lot more of that coming for you. And I feel like you've had a breakthrough with this. And it just feels good. And it's just, I can sense the fight, how long you've been trying to fight for this. And to get past this, and the thinking, and the analyzing, and, you know, this and that, and what, and just like, you're just like, I'm done. And it's so beautiful to see that, because it's like you can finally feel like you've letting go. And it's awesome. And now you're starting to see, like, I got this. I have strength. I can see my strength now. I can see, like, I don't have to worry about how things are going to happen, because no matter what happens, like, I'm going to take care of it. I got this. And guys, I'm emotional because I've been working with Chelsea for some time. I'm sorry, guys. I've been working with Chelsea for some time, and it's been very difficult for her, and it's nice to see that she's finally getting there. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm happy for you, Chelsea. I'm glad you're going to start seeing more of that power, and more of letting go, and understanding that, you know, it's up to you now. Okay? And I feel like you've let go. And you're going to. It's clicking. It's clicking. It's clicking for you. All right. Let me gather myself for a second. It's my water. Okay. So obviously 2024 is going to be a great one for you. Things coming together. You're working on what you really want to work on. You're going through your nursing school. You're finding your passion, and you're moving forward. You're moving forward. And this power, and this light energy. I'm just saying, finally, I'm so grateful for you. All right. All right, Maria Johnson. All right, card pull for Maria. All right, Maria Johnson. Let's see here. Guys, this is what it's about. When you go through that challenge and you guys defeat it, it's that power we're looking for. It's that evolution we're looking for. It's that expansion that we're looking for. You know, so the goal should always be, okay, I'm in this, but like, what power am I accessing through this challenge? What am I actually, you know, what's the power behind this? Right? Because every circumstance, like, here's your power. We came and said, I want to incarnate to empower my soul, to elevate the soul. We want power. So every circumstance, every challenge that we say that we hate is actually saying, here's power. Here's power to evolve. Here's power to enrich your spirit. Here's more power to become more of a powerful soul. And that's what we're here for. And so when we accept that and we allow ourselves to understand that these challenges are for, well, then the challenges become difficult. They become empowering. We get empowered. Empowerment is so the point of why we're here. And some say religious people is to be more like God. Well, yeah, to have that God power that we have flowing through us, to realize that God power. Then we can create universes, create worlds. And elevate. That's the whole point. And that's infinite. That process. The process of expansion is infinite. Of course, love. Of course, love. I feel you. And I know, Chelsea, you've been waiting for me to say it. You've been waiting for the day. And that's another reason why I got very emotional. I know you've been waiting for the day. I want to see if Scott's going to tell me if I got it or not. Scott, did I get it? I know you've been waiting for that day, and today's that day. Today's that day. And I'm so happy to see that. I'm so happy to see the path that you were on. And the fact that I'm here to say it. I'm here to say it. So it's a whole bunch of emotion in there with that, Chelsea. Your hunger. The hunger for that realization. The hunger for that. You had so much hunger through all this challenge. You've had so much hunger. Yeah. That's wonderful. Okay, Maria, sorry guys. You guys are very emotional reads tonight. I'm telling you, these are all emotional, not so much predictive. They're saying, Maria, you might be caught in like I don't say a windstorm, but I feel like you're in the middle of conflict, or in the middle of a dispute or disagreement with family or friends or something of that nature that is kind of coming at you through different angles, and I think that you have to understand, you might feel like you're not empowered in the circumstance, or you can't find control in that. And we're saying, you're right. You don't have control of these circumstances. These are all hard-headed people that don't want to hear anybody else. You have to understand that you're different from that. Stop trying to meddle with those type of individuals, or stop trying to get on their level, right? And understand, I'm not like that. I can't fix it. Let them fight themselves, beat themselves to a pulp if that's what happens. But I'm just not like that. I like to create resolve. I don't like to fight. I like to resolve things. I like to be rational. I like to be diplomatic. That's my energy. And I'm just going to remain indifferent to the circumstance. Okay? So I definitely want you to remain indifferent to the circumstance and say, I let them duke it out for themselves. You know, it could be like maybe 4 people, including you. So don't let the crappy behaviors of others make you feel empowered because you can't fix it. Understand, you're different from that. You're not that type of individual. You come from pure heart, from pure intentions. And so don't let people who just want to fight disempower you. So it feels like it could be like a family quarrel or some differences with people around you that understand you are the star in comparison to them. You are actually a light in comparison to them because they were just bringing so much conflict and tension, this, and you're just like, guys, just resolve it. They won't hear you. So take a step back. Don't let it bring you down. Take a step back and allow yourself to be thankful that you're different. You don't function that way. And let them duke it out for themselves. Okay? Just a few more. I want to keep that one simple, Maria, for you. I'm not going to drag that out either. Okay, Tommy. Random card pull for Tommy Garassi. I'm hearing financial something. I'm hearing like some sort of financial something coming your way in 2024. Well, let's see. Let's see if it's a predictive read or emotional read. We'll see. Actually, what's playing in the background is it's theta waves. Is what I have in the background. They're theta waves. How do I want to read this? I'm going to do reshuffle on this one. I wasn't vibing with it. But that's also, if that happens for a reason too. If I'm not vibing with the shuffle, there might be people you're not vibing with, Tommy. Stop trying to vibe with people that you don't vibe with. Let's just say that. There's a reason why that happened that way. You got to separate yourself from a group of people. I'm just going to say this. Even the cards that came out that I didn't vibe with, I'm like, no, I'm not vibing with this. And there was certain people involved with the cards too, and I wanted to reshuffle. So you need to stop giving... Oh my God, you got to be freaking kidding me right now. Oh my gosh. So just FYI, Tommy. I shuffled the card. I got the Three of Swords in reversed and the Chariot in reversed. Reshuffled again. They came in the upright position. And then had people attached to that. They're saying once you realize that again, these are very similar to what I just said before. There's people that are around you that you're not vibing with. They're slowing you down. And I think there's a lot of people that are causing, upset within you too. It's kind of similar to the past read. There's a lot of synchronicity here. I think once you allow yourself to stop being so kind and tolerating people, you'll start seeing a leap forward. You are letting people hold you back for some reason. And I don't feel like you usually are this person either. But I think some people can know how to get the best of you. And so I think that's where you need to be more aware of, as the people that know how to get the best of you and pull a reaction from you. Because generally you're kind of open, free-spirited and open energy that way, but there's people that know how to come in, push a button, and get you to react. And it's slowing you down. Those people slow you down. You got to be aware of that and stop doing that. And once you do and come to the realization that these people are actually causing that tension and that energetic heartache, things will fly a lot sooner for you, and things will move a lot quicker for you. And so I think that, the World card come in, and to me that's, in this situation, is saying I think you might start traveling more. I see more travel too. I felt this before, and I felt this around you a lot, that some unexpected monies will start coming in for you, an opportunity in that way, unexpected financial income, that's inheritance, or, there's something bound to manifest in that sense financially. And I think you might take some trips, take some vacation. I see you on the road and being on the go a lot. So I think that you're going to have more of that mobility in 2024 when it comes to travel and connecting with different opportunities in different environments and vibing with different people. Because there's a female energy you got to get rid of. There's a female friend or female energy that just needs to go in the past. I feel like she complains a lot, and she just cycles around. And I feel like you're an ear for this individual, but you're not really making it change her. It's gotten to a point now when you talk to her, just like this. And it's like, you're not vibing with her anymore. She's just dumping right now. You gotta let her figure it out on her own. It's time for you to start moving on. And you need to understand, by being an ear for these people, it's holding you back. And this one female in particular that I feel like just calls with problems all the time and cycles through and doesn't get it, she's not helping you. Well, new job, but it's just in general, my friend, Tommy. It could be a job, it could be just in general. And understand that you just need that in general and stop trying to vibe with them. And this complaining friend energy. And maybe whoever you're vibing with at your work is also, the situation that you need to understand that stop trying to associate with that, and detach from it. And just like we were saying with the previous read, is being objective, say that's them, this is me. I'm not even trying to, because part of the read is saying that you're entertaining it still. You know what I'm saying? So it's in general. Of course, it's just a card pull, but find a way to detach from that and stop trying to associate with it, because I feel like, you're a happy-go-lucky guy, but these people could pull you in, push your button, and you start becoming reactive. And that friend energy talking in your ear, that girl that keeps talking in your ear, she's definitely got to go, because she ain't learning anything, and she's just dumping on you. That friendship's got to, it's got to go. Or new terms need to be established on that friendship, or whatever that dynamic is, whatever the dynamic that dynamic is. But again, I see a lot of movement in 2024. So maybe there is a financial opportunity that comes that pulls you out of that and allows you to take a vacation or something like that, or travel, So that could be it. Why, a blessing that comes in that says, look, you need a break, you need to take some trip travel, here's some money to go take a wonderful vacation, a wonderful trip, and rejuvenate. But I see, I definitely see more traveling in that sense. Okay, this is for Vicky Grubik. It's funny, a lot of you guys have very similar themes going on today. Where's this coming from? God, these same cards. I'm gonna reshuffle again because she's I'm pulling the same cards for Vicky. You guys hear me shuffling? I'm taking my time, but I also don't want to dismiss if Spirit has the same message either. But you know, it's crazy. Hey, Rashida. Okay. Wow. Well, clearly Vicky Grubik wears many hats. So, I'll really quickly, Tommy, you might take a break from work. You know, I think the last read from what I remember, my guy saying that we saw a business opportunity unfolding too. Financial business opportunity. So that could just be in alignment to that. Because I just remember, I think the last card pull or something like that, Tommy. If I'm not mistaken. I usually don't remember my reads, but sometimes my guides will remind me to kind of paint a picture on things. So, but yeah, Vicky Grubik, you seem to be wearing a lot of hats. She's good at entertaining. She's good at solving problems. She's good at good with finances. She's good at being, very social. That's great. And they're saying that life is pretty good in that dynamic. But the question they want to ask you again, there's another emotional read again. It's okay. I'm going to go with it. So read is a read. But they want you to understand, because I know a lot of people think psychic reads just all predictive. Not all the time. A lot of times we have emotional reads, future reads, past reads, and circumstantial reads. So it varies. But in this case, Vicky, they want you to understand you're good at doing these things, but what do you really want to be doing? What is your heart really into? Not to say that being these different roles is not, your heart's not into that, but like truly what is part of your being that doesn't rely on anybody else or anything else? What is it that you want? And they want you to be introspective this way. A lot of you guys are like me, you're overthinkers and striving for the best. So that's why I get a lot of these reads with a lot of you guys, because you guys are always wanting to learn more about yourself. It's always wanting to grow. So it's great. So they want to challenge you on that, because every card is an action-based strength that you possess. And they want to say, but what is an expression that's only yours, that has nothing to do with anybody else or interacting with anybody else, it's just you? They want you to ponder that. Finances seem to be good. They're saying to me, a resolve on a legality. So I feel like there'll be some sort of legality or resolve relating to such that will work in your favor. So, same thing kind of with Tommy, kind of going to you, kind of an unexpected financial increase, but this seems to be attached to a legality of some sort, or resolution of such, or resolution of legality. So I think that if you're questioning about any type of resolution or wondering how some sort of legality will go, it'll render in your favor. And if you're not aware of legality, one will surface and it will work in your favor. In that sense, if you're not aware of that. But I think like 2024, it really is kind of about being the independent Vicky, and saying, I'm working on this because I am. This is just what I feel makes me good, not because I'm providing for somebody else, or putting myself to task. The fact is, I'm doing this because it's not putting me to task, and that's why I like it. So that's where they're saying you're at in your life. That's a good place to be, though. Because it means it's saying to me that you have the freedom to do so. And that's good. And that's really good. Okay? All right. Last but definitely not least, and we'll close this down because we're done. I forgot to put live readings, the banner on. It's been very discombobulated, but also good. Okay, this is Patty. Last but not least, my daughter has reconnected with someone she was in a relationship with over 20 years ago. It only ended because she was young and still wanted more partying days. Also, they lived 3 hours from one another. 20 years later, they have reconnected. Do you see this going anywhere? Let's see. I appreciate you, Vicky. Thank you. I appreciate your appreciation. Okay. Do I see it going anywhere? Oh my God. You know what, Patty? Something tells me that sometimes I see things, I'm like, is this even real? I feel like he's back for vengeance or revenge. I feel like he didn't take it well, the breakup from the past. And I feel like he wants to do the same to her. I don't know how conscious he is of this. So a lot of times people do this stuff and it's unconscious. But I would be very careful, because I almost, the first thing I heard was, for him, he's like, she wants it settled down, but now he's not. Like, he's kind of all over the place. Not so much partying in a sense, but just all over the place. You know? Not committing, not really, you know, taking things seriously himself now. So I feel like the tables have somewhat turned. And he might be coming with like a vengeance. Like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to get you all heat up and say, well, I'm just not really going to be into you. So he might do the same thing that she did to him in return now. So it doesn't feel pure to me, and it doesn't feel organic to me, which is why it makes me feel like it might be intentional, but I feel like it's more unconscious. And when I get the King of Pentacles in reversed, because even though it's like a financial card, business card, trade card, it's also my charming card. But when it's in reversed, there's ulterior motives there. So I think he's got ulterior motives. And so I definitely think that, you know, you definitely want to be she wants to be careful about this. I feel like he is not conscious of that, though. But I feel like it would be a flipping of circumstance. So yes, charming. So may not appear to be like manipulative, or may not even have that be presentation. But I feel underneath that there's a motive underneath it. And yeah, it doesn't feel good to me. It doesn't feel awful. It just doesn't feel good. Like, oh yeah, it's a good, they're gonna have great. And no, she might push for it more, and then he'll push for it. So that might give the illusion that it's like connected. But please, Mama Bear, look and see through it. Okay? Because two people pushing for something doesn't mean it's actually good, or that it's like, you know, destined. But it feels like he's coming back with a vengeance in a sense. But again, it feels unconscious. But I'd be very careful about that. Okay? All right, guys. That is the conclusion. See, and I knew that I had to like keep it short with the opening discussion, because it's already 7:45. And if I went normally, we would have been here far later. So I knew I had to go quickly on that. And Margot, thank you. It's been great to have you. First time here. So welcome aboard. It's great to have the new peeps on board too. I'm proud of all you guys. You know, you guys are very intentative of making your life better. And all you guys are very productive individuals, very hungry individuals. And I had to say, and I'm not saying this to be condescending, because sometimes when you say, I'm proud of you, it sounds condescending. I don't mean to be condescending. I'm just saying proud of, like, I'm proud to be associated with you guys. I'm proud to actually be a part of your spiritual journey. And those who have actually read one-on-one. So I'm proud in that sense, okay? Because sometimes, I'm proud of you sounds condescending. I don't mean it that way. And so I hope you guys have a fantastic New Year celebration, and I will see you guys on the flip side, and let's get ready to rock that party, because I'm sure we're going to have a lot of like great turbulence and great waves of 2024, and I'm honored to be a part of your journey too along the way, to bring you insight and clarity and a little bit of determination and a little bit of push as well. And I'm here. And again, if any guys who are new want to book a personal session with me, the link is in the description, scottcruzpm.com. I do, of course, one-on-one sessions, which is more in depth, more personal, more detailed, all that great stuff, as well as mediumship, connecting with spirit, and also intuition builder, which I'm going to be at some point turning my intuition builder session into a course. So that will be new for 2024. and other great projects coming in 2024 as well that I cannot say right now. So it's gonna be a wonderful year together, and I look forward to seeing you guys nourish and blossom and flourish and all that great stuff in 2024. I'm excited to see that. And so again, it's been a pleasure. I will see you guys next week, and please remember, you're all the gods and goddesses of your own myth. What do you want to create? Much love to you, all you guys. Good night, guys. Happy New Year.
He said it was like a Devin or David.
David is his name. It's been so spot on.
And I don't know if you put it in the side of your end table or not. You said like there's something in your end table that you this too.
my God, we're crazy.
Yeah, he's saying hi, baby girl. He's saying hi, baby girl. And is there significance with like image of a rose at all?
He would
Does that
always
make sense?
give me a rose.
Okay, so he's like doing one now. He's saying to work with some sort of like vibrational machine, somehow a way to work with like machinery and vibration.
I work with horses, and there's actually some MagnaWave therapy that's vibrational.
Tell me something that he told you that came true.
Everything he's predicted has come true.
I just don't see it.
So he doesn't have cancer?
It's very possible.
Allow yourself to hear yourself. Allow yourself to feel yourself. Allow yourself to talk to yourself. Allow yourself to respond to yourself. That's looking within.
You might encounter negative aspects of self, but that's a freeing experience.
Because then they start realizing that they can't think outside the box. And I said, if you can't think outside the box, then who's the stupid one here?
There's a reason why we're on this timeline. There's a reason why we've chosen to be in this awakening. I say we're going through a spiritual awakening.
So I don't just come on here and talk bull and repeat. I'm living this stuff.
In harmony with nature.